This glorious, glorious little video is protected by fair use. It is not for profit. It is for free. Free. And it is for the purposes of criticism and commentary. Free speech. For helping people learn something about this realm. Share this freely. Love this glorious content, then please hit the like button. Like this video. It takes half a second. Like it right now so you don't forget. Subscribe to this channel before you forget. Click the bell button. Select all notifications. A lot of my channels don't have nearly as many subscribers. El Diablo's channel and Crimes of Beauty. Alright, those are the two main ones. I also have a channel on Odysee and Bitchute as well. This video is for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Thanks for watching. Thanks for helping my channel and help spread the word if you can. The Sanity Machine. The cream of the crop.
So when you, if you can symbolize these gods in the astral, and through trickery, people can perceive them to be all positive, like a loving God. How you work that out with the Old Testament, like you say, I don't know. But your focus upon them creates an energetic connection. Energy flows where attention goes. And once that connection is made, these demonic gods control your energy. What some people have called loosh, people like Robert Monroe popularized astral out-of-body experiences. The loosh, and what they're talking about, this loosh that they're vampiring off humanity, is this low vibrational energy. Why do they need low vibrational energy? Because they're low vibrational because of their very nature, and because of their perceptual nature. That's their vibrational frequency nature. And therefore, if they're going to absorb as a sustenance the energy coming off humans, then that energy has to be within the band of frequency that they can absorb. Otherwise, it'll just never the twain shall meet. And so when Morpheus in the Matrix held up the battery and said, this is a computer-generated dream world designed to turn humans into one of these, a battery, it was one of the most profound truths ever spoken in a movie, because that's what it is. This reality we call human is a frickin' loosh farm.
Well, I lean towards that. Do I agree with everything David Icke says? No. Do I agree with everything that Bob Monroe said? No, of course not. Of course not. Do I think I would come back to this realm, as Bob Monroe said, just because I like steak? No. I do love steak, but I'm not coming back here for steak. Okay? Let's put it that way. As for the battery, energy, right? Battery, it stores energy. But what else is there about a battery? And I seem to be the only one I've ever heard, and I made memes about this, showing Duracell batteries on Facebook. We're talking 8-10 years ago. Not kidding. I still have those memes on another laptop, older laptop, stored. Showing batteries. Saying that a being should be more than just positive or negative. You should be more than a battery. And yet that's what people have been trying to boil you down to. Don't be so negative, be positive. Well, I thought I had a full spectrum of thoughts and emotions and moods. Do you? I'm not just positive or negative, because that would make me a fucking battery. Okay? You understand? And I see that in the quote truth community said by quote truthers all the fucking time on YouTube. all over YouTube, in videos and in comments, including on my videos and including comments on other channels. Be positive, don't be negative, they say. Well, they're talking about batteries, aren't they? They're not talking about spirits. Well, I guess they are, though. You know? They're treating spiritual beings like we're batteries. It's not just the rulers at the top of the pyramid. Look around and open your ears and eyes. Pay attention and see how they are treated by others. So can you get beyond that positive and negative shit, that polarity shit, and realize if you're a living being, you should be more than just positive or negative? Like the top of a battery. Go take a look at a 9-volt battery. Same one that Morpheus held up. Go take a look at it. It's labeled with a plus sign and a negative sign. A positive terminal and a negative. Are you more than that? Are you more than just 1 or 0, positive or negative, on or off? Are you more complex than that as a being, with emotions and depth and moods? Views? I hope so. If you are, then don't treat others that way. Don't say, be positive, don't be negative, or, oh, this video sounds so negative. Truthers do that all the time. I'll never group myself in with truthers from what I've seen. Some of them are every bit as bad as the slobbering masses out there, the unwashed, profane masses that have zero curiosity and zero morals and values and zero care for the truth, and they're just disgusting, okay? And a lot of, quote, truthers are at their level. So why the fuck, if anybody thinks that I'd group myself in with them, well, I'll just get rid of you. I don't need that. I don't need that around me. I don't need that filth around me. You'd say, why wouldn't you? Well, do I need bed bugs? No, of course not. I wouldn't want that in my place. I try to keep myself to a certain level of purity, and I don't want to get infected with that garbage. And that's what it is. Okay? So they're the type that will say, your video is negative, or you sound negative. Well, the truth is neither negative nor positive. The truth is truth. So if I'm coming close to the truth here when I'm speaking, then forget all that negative and positive bullshit. I'm not a battery, and the truth isn't a battery. So picture that 9-volt battery, or go grab one if you can't visualize. And unfortunately, I've learned that a lot of people can't visualize. When I say picture a battery, it goes right in my mind. I can picture a battery. Okay? And I guess some people can't do that. They can't visualize that in their mind. So be it. Go grab a battery then. Look at it. And change the ones in your fucking smoke detectors. I don't want them beeping like some certain people, a certain demographic especially, that does YouTube interviews. They're always beeping. They never change the damn batteries. All right? When they get that warning. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And they're notorious for that. But anyway, let's move forward here. Don't act like a battery. And don't try to treat others like a battery. If you don't want to be reduced to that. You're supposed to be a thinking, feeling being.
And so what's set up in the matrix, in the simulation, are endless reasons, endless triggers, endless events designed to generate from humans low vibrational energy. And they just feed off us that frequency, and we're empowering them. So when we're coming to reincarnation, I said there was a lot of dots, didn't I? This was my thought. Okay, I've seen enough evidence through my life, particularly the last 34 years, that, yeah, the reincarnation of consciousness is real. It happens. Past lives, I get that. But the past is a bit of a misnomer, given there is no time. But where do we get the perception of time from? From the Matrix. It's feeding us a perception of time. That's why when people have near-death experiences, they say that basically the realm that they went into was like a different, the laws of physics were different. The feeling of time was different. Yeah.
I agree with them there. With near-death experiences, they experience time completely differently, where it seems like there's, quote, no time, or time just moves extremely differently, where you could live lifetimes there and only be unconscious here for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or whatever, right? And experience different physics and 360-degree vision, viewing outward from themselves in all directions, 360 degrees all at once, without being dizzy or confused, and without eyeballs, by the way, because you don't have a physical body. And also the other way, being able to view themselves from 360 degrees, both ways. Okay? I've heard that as well. And physics operating differently than within this matrix. And reincarnation, and seen enough to know that that happens. So I'm with him so far, in agreement. Okay? I'm saying yes, so far I think he's speaking the truth.
Yeah. I mean, back in just after the turn of the millennium, I had one of these big downloads at the time, and which
Sorry to break in so quickly, but I don't view a download from the Matrix as a good thing. For the most part. Is it possible? But that term, I link it with you being downloaded and programmed and told shit by beings that I do not trust, or an AI that I don't trust. That's how I view that term. So maybe he means something else by that, but that's in general how I view that, and I don't view getting a, quote, download as a good thing, just like the ones that have near-death experiences and get a, quote, download or told all this stuff by an entity. I don't trust it. Loris Cannon used to talk about that too, getting a download and them downloading things into her. Big Red. Loris had a cannon. I don't know how big her cannon was, but sorry, I had to go there. I don't know if Dolores is Big Gingy's mother or father or great grandmother or grandpa. I don't know. I don't know, but there's something really freaky about that Dolores. I don't know if Dolores had a clitoris. Let's put it that way. I don't know. I don't know for sure, people. I'm just saying.
which said to me so powerfully, this is a simulation. And the limit of the simulation at this level is the speed of light. And also that what we call the laws of physics are actually the encoded laws of the simulation. So if you are a creator of a virtual reality game, you encode into it the limits of the game, so they play to your rules. And the characters, the non-player characters, play to the rules, but also the human players played within those rules. That's the laws of physics. That's what they are. So when you have near-death experiences and they leave the body, they talk about a reality which responds to a different law of physics. Yes, because it's a different level of the matrix with a different intent. So this was my question. Okay, I accept reincarnation. I get that. But I do not buy for a second the idea that it has to happen so we learn lessons to reach a point of enlightenment. You know, when you come into this world, what happens? You're going to learn new lessons on top of what you've already learned? No, you get a mind wipe. You can't remember the previous ones. You're starting from scratch again. Overwhelmed.
Exactly. I don't know if he just learned this recently, but all of a sudden David Icke is talking about this topic. I'm not faulting him for talking about it, so don't get the wrong idea. I'm just saying it's kind of interesting that now David Icke is speaking about this stuff. Don't you think so? I think so. As for the speed of light, I questioned that since I was a child, thinking that, hey, the speed of thought is instantaneous. The speed of thought makes the speed of light look like a turtle. But the speed of thought, once you're out of body, you can travel anywhere out beyond this basically instantly, or as close to instantly as possible. In other words, there's no such thing as light years, but if they did exist, then the speed of light, let's say it's 20,000 light years away, something far away. But the speed of thought, you could travel there, in a sense, teleport there, to use a Star Trek type sci-fi term, just to make it easier as an analogy, instantly, quicker than teleporting. You're just there. You know how the teleporter would have to dematerialize them, and you know what I'm saying, and you'd see it happening. They'd show it visually on the episode to make it more interesting, basically. But anyway, real teleportation, I think, would just be instantaneous. But what I'm saying is using your consciousness, traveling at the speed of thought. Been on my mind since I was a child. Another thing that always fascinated me were magnets, magnetism, where they can attract and repel and create, I was thinking of them using them for trains and monorails and all that stuff. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding about this. When I was like 5, 6, 7 years old, playing with magnets, saying that they could be not touching a track, but kind of repelled and then off on, like attract and repel, powerful electromagnets. But anyways, I was thinking that stuff and thinking about how they could be used for propulsion systems and all this type of stuff, and playing with magnets at our cottage. And, I'd be talking about this stuff, and of course my family would just be laughing about it, thinking, well, what are you talking about? And it was always that way. Whatever I came up with, whatever I spoke about, it was just always, like I'm a joke, basically. Because I wasn't focused on making money. I was focused on thinking of these things and daydreaming and playing around and creating things with Legos and just doing all different types of things, doing my own little experiments, trying to figure things out in this realm. What a joke, right? Better to just try to succeed, make money, and go to your grave knowing really nothing about this place. That's a double thumbs up there. If you live and have lots of money and you die and you had lots of fake friends and fake family and, have some status and belong to a church or a religion, or, that's the double thumbs up. Don't try to figure this place out, right? So David Icke kind of has the crazy eyes right here in this freeze frame. Pause. But anyways, we're gonna plow ahead here and push on.
Overwhelmingly. So they're not having a good time. So my question was, I can understand why people would get enticed in once. Oh yeah. But coming back over and over and over again, are you having a bloody laugh? Of course. What? I'm going back there.
Notice sometimes his hands don't look like they have arthritis. And sometimes they do. Sometimes it's weird, but I don't know for sure. I have never met him in person. I'm not accusing him of being a fake, but there's so much fake and deception and fakery and trickery in this realm. Also, the lion behind him, I'm aware some people would say, well, that has to do with royalty, the royal heraldry of lions, or Freemasonry. That's not enough to just accuse someone. It's not enough, quote, evidence, all right? And I realize there's other stuff with him being able to fill Wembley Stadium and just on and on. I mean, yeah, I'm aware. But, I just wanted to show his point of view. And I don't think there is enough to just put a nail in his coffin and condemn him. But there is a lot about him that is kind of fishy. I mean, he even has some kind of association with Alex Jones. He's been on the Alex Jones show. He's been on mainstream media many, many times. So how does that happen? How do you get this famous in this realm? And he also worked with BBC. Like, I'm aware of some of his history, okay? I might not be aware, of every single detail with him, but he's pretty famous, pretty well known, which obviously should raise some red flags and make you be a little bit wary. I'm not telling you to disbelieve him or condemn him. Just saying, take it all with a grain of salt. But you can't learn in this realm if you can't retain knowledge from one lifetime to the next through reincarnation. So it is not a school, not a place to learn, because you get mind wiped. Without the ability to retain your knowledge and your memories, you can't learn. You can't learn if your mind gets wiped after first grade, going to second grade, you don't remember a single thing from first grade. You're starting from scratch over and over again. You'll never progress. It makes learning impossible. The mind wipe makes this being a school fucking impossible. So what do I mean by mind wipe? Well, you have to learn how to walk again. You don't remember who you are as a baby. You have to learn how to feed yourself. You have to learn how to read again. Read, write, spell, walk, crawl, feed yourself, brush your teeth. Every little thing, every single little thing, tie your shoes, dress yourself, everything. Everything. Speak words. Read body language. You have to learn every single thing here, all the way up to learning mathematics. Who was your family in your last 10 lives, if you had 10 lifetimes here? You don't remember. You don't remember not to touch, if you're a newborn, not to touch certain things as a baby. You have to relearn that. Even if you got burned in the past and it hurt to burn your hand on something. All those memories are gone. Everything you learned, it's all gone. So reincarnation with a mind wipe shows this is not a school. Besides the suffering that shows that, the torture, the disease, everything here shows it. Everything here shows that this is not a school. So only a fool would believe this is a school or a place to learn. Only a delusional fool would believe that. Because learning here from lifetime to lifetime is actually fucking impossible. Okay? So you're a fool if you believe that this is a school. And you go to the Matt McKinleys and the Archaics and all the ones that push this shit, and there's a lot of them, okay? There's a lot of them on here. Where are they going to get you? Picture the recycling bin with the arrows going round and round. They're going to get you on that track, going on the arrows round and round, recycled again and again, mind wiped. And I'm so bad that I'm trying to convince you that you don't have to do that. You don't have to get mind wiped again and recycled again. You don't have to follow losers that are trying to get you to go in the recycling bin. You can if you want to. You're free to do that, but you don't have to. Okay? And you take a big risk if you do that. If you choose to come back here again. Because your next lifetime, you might never run into someone like me or channel like mine or any information that points in this direction. You might be completely brainwashed. You might be a zombie, and you might be suffering in a life physically and worse in many ways than what you are in this lifetime. Living in a worse place. You might be eating out of the garbage somewhere. Out of a dump. Might not even have legs. You might be crawling around on your hands in a third world country. You might want to think about this stuff because you take a big risk. I'm not trying to scare you. Just giving you a dose of reality. That's it. Giving you some truth. And I'm not painting a fake picture for you. I'm not going to fill you up with hopium and wishful thinking and lies to make you feel better. I'm going to push you to see the truth while you're here in this lifetime. To give you that chance, a real chance to get out. Lying to you won't help you get out. Not at all. I'll leave the other channels on YouTube to do that because they're doing it already. All right? The ones that have 90, 100,000, 150, 250,000. That's what they're doing. They're mind fucking you. And few people are angry at them. Most people love it. Most love it. You call it, I mean, it's incredible. It really is. Few people even get bothered by that. They're mind fucking you. How do you like that? They're treating you worse than a slave. They're shitting on you. And then they're making money. They're making their living off shitting on you, deceiving you, and tricking you to come back here. While they live the good life here, the easy life.
Horrible, that is. I was in a mine.
That is pretty horrible. Get your mind wiped. That's trauma. That's abuse. That's a crime against humanity. Tell Christians this stuff, they don't even bat an eyelash. It doesn't bother them. It doesn't bother them at all. Not at all. Not at all. Show them that their God is cruel. It doesn't bother them at all. Not a bit. Because they're fucked up themselves. They're immoral and cruel, sadistic themselves. They'd probably do the same thing if they had that power.
But coming back over and over and over again, are you having a bloody laugh? Of course, what? I'm going back there. Horrible, that is. I was in a mine. So how do they do it? This is the astral level of the simulation. It's what people call the spirit world. But it's not the spirit world. That's beyond the simulation, the infinity of all things, everything that is, has been, and ever could be. You're entering, when you leave the body, another level of the simulation.
It's almost exactly what I've been saying, and I call it a level. Okay? I don't call it... It's remarkable how much what he's saying here is so close to what I've been saying. It really is.
Now, it can't just...
I don't know if he's picking his eye there or what is going on, but he keeps doing that, touching his right eye. I know it's on our left, but that's his right eye. Unless his video's flipped. I don't know. I don't think so, because the dream right there and that behind him is not flipped lettering, so I don't think his camera's flipping his image. I think that is his right eye, so interesting. Unless he just has an itch. Sometimes an itch can just be an itch. But if he holds his hand up over his eye and covers it for a few seconds or something, I think I'll be a little bit more suspicious. But yeah.
You're entering, when you leave the body, another level of the simulation. Now, it can't just be a mirror of this, because it wouldn't work. It has to be the appearance initially of some kind of heaven type place.
Yes, I agree. By the way, all that squeaking, that's his chair. Not me. It's not any sound on my end. That's his squeaky old chair that he's rocking on or whatever he's doing. Okay? I realize it's kind of annoying to people that are sensitive to sounds and annoying sounds, and I get it. I understand, okay? It's bothered me as well. You'd like to go there and say, fuck, why don't you replace that fucking chair? It's just annoying. You're going to be on video, or sit on another chair, but I know what you're saying. It bothers me too.
So you enter a completely different reality. And I've read so many near-death experiences accounts, and often, or more than often, very often, they'll say,
yes, you do enter a different reality. It is the astral realm. It isn't just a mirror of this. Like, I'm in agreement with what he's saying in this particular video. I can't speak for all that he's saying recently, but in this video, I'm in agreement with a lot of what he said so far in the first less than 6 minutes. Quite a bit. It is a different level. It does appear like, quote, heaven. A lot of times it will use the Greco-Roman all-white pillars, buildings. Like, why would they have structures if it was a spiritual realm? I asked this as a child, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, going through First Communion. I was asking this stuff. Why do we even have bodies? They talk about bodies and, meeting Jesus. Why would we have bodies if we're spirits? Why would we be wearing clothing in, quote, heaven? To anybody that has had a near-death experience, or religious people or Christians think that your loved ones are wearing clothes and that's normal, why would they have bodies and be wearing clothes? Makes no sense if it's a spiritual realm. So it's a fake heaven. It's the astral realm. It's deception. It's what it is. It's still within this matrix. It's just another level. You could say this is the 3rd level. That might be the 4th level, 5th level, and not 5D like these new agers say. We're going to be in 5D. And that's another fucking deception. That's a whole nother video, though. All that shit. I knew that was shit many years ago. Okay? Long before I was making YouTube videos. Never bought into that new age Kool-Aid shit.
place. So you enter a completely different reality. And I've read so many near-death experiences accounts, and often, or more than often, very often, they'll say, I felt a love, like a bliss like I've never felt before. And you go,
say a piss like he's never felt, or did he say a bliss? Yeah, it is blissful in that realm, and in that, quote, white light as well. Euphoric. It's like a drug or a frequency weapon. They use technology. The astral realm is technology based, not spirit based. Okay? They do have technology that they use. And it could be as simple as a very powerful frequency weapon to make you feel a massive amount of bliss, euphoria, love. Okay? Ecstasy, like the drug, like that, except times a million, is what many express when they're back here in hell realm after they had a near-death experience and they thought they were in heaven and kicked out of heaven. What loving God would send you back here? Think about that. There's a lot to ponder. There's a lot to think about. It's a very complex topic. 33 minutes and 33 seconds just went by. The double 33s. So it is very complex. It's not as simple as turn left, go here, go there, and get out. We're in a very complex realm here. And there's a lot to look into and to think about. And nobody's just going to be able to tell you directions or answers to everything. You have to think.
so you learned about reincarnation and all that.
Oh, his finger. I got to play that again. I'm sorry, but I kind of found that amusing.
Or more than often, very often, they'll say, I felt a love, like a bliss like I've never felt before. And you go, so you learned about reincarnation and all that. Oh yeah, reincarnation, yeah. So you've done this many times. Oh yeah. So why was it a bliss you've never felt before? You must have experienced it many times because of the mind wipe. It's a perception wipe, and I'll come to how they do that as we go along, particularly in this world. And so what you're met with.
I partially agree and partially disagree with what he just said. You must have felt this many times. Well, not necessarily. What if this is their first lifetime here? What if they're not a, quote, new soul, but they're new to this realm? They just got in here. And that's why this place feels so strange and alien and foreign to us since we're young children. We're like, I don't belong here. I'm not from here. Maybe we're brand new to this fucking place. So maybe we haven't been here and reincarnated and been mind wiped many times. Some have here. Doesn't mean all of us have. So don't say you must have experienced that, because no, some have and some haven't. It's not a matter of you must have. Not all of us have been reincarnated here 10, 20, 100, 1,000 times. But I bet some have. And they're probably the most degraded, where they're just zombies. They're basically like, this realm is basically like their home. It's not mine. Okay? We're different.
With are like passed over loved ones, spiritual masters, elders, spirit guides, and all this stuff. And it's all very nice. It's all very spiritual. It is for the great majority of people. Some people have a bad experience as well. And you get drawn up the tunnel or some other symbol, and then you cross the threshold, and they say, "Oh, either you've got to go back, your mission is not complete, or if you cross the threshold, if you choose not to go back, then you can't go back once you've passed the threshold." Well, because near-death experiences all come back, they can't tell you what's on the other side of the threshold. But I've quoted in The Dream some people who say, and I do believe they're genuine, they have memories of the pre-incarnation state. And indeed, there's a lot of people been taken back through hypnosis into that between human life state, through beyond the threshold. And it sounds incredibly hierarchical, and it sounds very technological, and it's
I agree there. And I've spoken with someone, and you remember I did videos, her pre-birth memories, and there is technology used, and they do have people lining up, spirits lining up, and she saw ones being forced to come here. So I have first-hand accounts of this stuff. I've also watched ones speaking about having near-death experiences in control rooms and screens, technology being there. In the astral realm is what I'm talking about. Technology in the astral realm. Why is it a surprise to anyone? It should never be. There's technology here. Why do people think it's just heaven? There's technology in the astral realm. Okay? They do watch us. They do record us. And the Akashic records that Darius and others speak about, Darius, right? The other side. When I go to the other side, he says. How do you think all that shit is stored? Do you really think it's books on a shelf? That would make no sense. Okay? No sense. The halls of records, the halls of Amente, the Akashic records, it's all technology based. It's the only way they could do it. It's the only way that it makes sense. It's having storage capacity beyond what we have in this level of the matrix, this earth realm or matrix level here. It's beyond all the storage we have on earth, basically. But they have enough to run this simulation and store like everything that they can on us individually. I don't know where the line is between illusion or them using illusions on us to deceive us so that we think they can have everything and it's mind control and they can't really read our thoughts and record them, or what they can record and actually spy on. I don't know where that line blurs or goes into one side versus the other side. But I suspect it's a combination of those things, because they do work through, basically rule through deception and illusions, feeding us deceptions and illusions here in this level of the matrix realm and in the astral illusions, as above, so below. The deceptions and illusions don't end when you leave your body, kick the bucket, and leave this body and go out. They continue, okay? So part of what they're saying they can do, that they can watch us completely, know all of our dreams, know all of our inner thoughts, secrets, that might be some of it might be mind control in the astral realm to make people believe that, hey, they have everything. I don't think they have everything, quote, on lock, as the younger ones say these days. I don't think they have it all locked up, okay? I don't buy that. I have reasons not to buy that. But I can't make 10-hour-long videos, so I have to cover David Icke and respond to what he's saying. That's for another video entirely, I guess, because that's another deep topic. So for the ones that are new to my channel, this is deep stuff. You can't just sum it up in 4 or 5 minutes. At least I can't. Maybe it's my shortcoming, and I'm flawed because I can't summarize all this stuff that, would fill volumes of books, basically. The thoughts that run through my mind about the soul trap. It's a lot. Okay? It's a lot. It's not a little. It's not maths. It's not Quantum of Con Man's half page. Reality, quote, reality is just a half page. Oh, bullshit, Matt. Is that why you write 1,000-page books? I mean, it's not a half page, obviously. Not at all. Not at all. But I think it's a combination of illusions and mind control and spying and ability to record things in our lives, to do the life review. But some of that could be mind control, where they're showing you, they're doing some form of mind control where you believe that you're under hypnosis in a sense, where you believe that they're able to have everything recorded in your whole lifetime. Maybe they can't, but maybe they can make you believe that you can. Just like that Star Trek episode I covered with Captain Pike, I think his name was, before Captain Kirk. It was the pilot episode of the original series of Star Trek, where these aliens used illusions on him. And there's also a Star Trek in the original series with Archons, and they named them Archons. I mean, there's an incredible amount of truth drops in Star Trek, including the Next Generation, the original series, Voyager, probably in Deep Space Nine. I really didn't watch I don't think I watched all of that series. I don't think I watched all of Voyager either. I'd love to go back and watch those, though, because there's always something in there. Something in there. Maybe not in every episode a huge truth drop, but there's a lot in there that is either a truth drop or it can spur you on and be a catalyst for thought. So they're great for that, as far as I'm concerned. And there's people that don't like that sort of thing, so be it. I mean, if it's not your cup of tea, then it isn't. It's that simple. And somebody thanked me recently. Sorry for rambling about this, but somebody thanked me recently, and I saw a comment, and I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry, but they said thank you for the encouragement and for letting us know that lucid dreaming is not a prerequisite where, it's okay if we can't lucid dream or don't lucid dream, that we can still get out of here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just like for the people that try and they can't get out of body. You can still get out when you kick the bucket, because you know what this place is. You know how it's a rigged reality. You know a lot of what's coming in the astral realm. If you studied my near-death experience videos, the analysis videos, and the pre-birth memories, and all these types of videos that I'm doing on the soul trap. You're armed with knowledge, even if you haven't been able to get out of body. Doesn't mean you're stuck here. So, don't get anxious, don't get scared, don't get depressed, don't feel down about it. Don't think that there's something wrong with you. There isn't. Doesn't mean that you're stuck here because of that. Doesn't mean that at all. This matrix would love for you to believe that, but it isn't true. You are not stuck here or trapped here forever. Even if you can't lucid dream, even if you try to get out of body and you can't do that, you can keep on trying. It's up to you. It's your decision. But even if you can't do that, I don't buy for a second that that means you're condemned here. I don't believe that for a second. Okay?
Something about the astral. You think of the astral and you think ethereal, but things like ghosts seem ethereal to us because they're not on the same frequency we are. It's like a radio station where you that's your main station, and then you've got interference from another station.
I've been saying that as well. They're not quite on this frequency. They can bleed in and out. Ghosting, just like a radio station that you drive too far away in the old days with regular terrestrial, quote, terrestrial radio, right? Old-fashioned, let's say FM radio, right? And your station's going out, you're kind of in between stations, or another station is bleeding through into your song, and you're getting interference and static and a bit of another song's lyrics coming through into, bleeding through, I call it, or ghosting into. And that's what it's like. There could be things around us right now that we can't see because they're not in our light spectrum and not on this particular frequency. So it's that's what I think.
You can't hear the interference station anything like as clearly as the main station. It's interference, and these ghostly things are a form of visual interference. They're not quite in our frequency, therefore they seem ethereal. Of AI technology coming into our reality, it's taking over our reality. And that is simply an expression of astral AI, which is running the whole show. And it's moving more and more into this realm to control us more and more fiercely here. And just to finish the point.
I just want to say something else on ghosts. Can I say for sure that, if you see somebody or something happens, that it's not your deceased loved one doing that? No. It could be. I'm open to that possibility. I can't say that I have it all figured out. And I won't say that. I won't claim to. I won't make a false claim to know something that I'm not 100% and can't say. You know what I mean? Could it also be the Matrix playing tricks on you when somebody passes away? Yeah. Just like they can show you the fake loved ones, I call them imposters in the astral realm when you have a near-death experience. But could some things be signs from a loved one giving you signs that they're still okay or whatever right after they pass away that day or the next day? Yeah, could be. Could be. I thought so, definitely, when certain close loved ones of mine passed away. I'm saying I don't know for sure. And every case might be individually different. Sometimes it might be trickery. Sometimes it could be real. Maybe it could be your loved one doing something to send you a message. Okay? It's not all or nothing.
Of how I'm seeing these things. I read so often over the years that to become enlightened, you have to go beyond mind. All these different spiritual expressions talk about going beyond mind. So mind is the barrier to enlightenment. It's like when people say, okay, just take a step back and observe your own thoughts, observe your own chatter, mind chatter. And you can just sit and observe, and you realize this mind chatter is not actually part of you, consciousness, the real I. So my question was, okay, you've got to get across this mind, yeah, to get enlightenment, yeah. But what the hell is mind then? What is it? What is this barrier you talk about? Let's look for tangible reasons why.
And what's the voice for those that have an inner monologue or inner dialogue in your head? Where you're hearing it, but you're not hearing it with your ears or your eardrums or your inner ear. It's internally. So why does it, what is that? It's a thought that seems like sound, but it's really not sound. So what is it? Sometimes your thoughts may surprise you. Something come out of nowhere. Sometimes you could have a thought that you don't even disagree with or you don't even like. Doesn't seem like you. It's something else. Okay? A lot of people just aren't strong enough to admit to that, but it is. I can't remember the name of the phenomenon, but there's something where you can have these weird, sudden, spontaneous thoughts like step out or go out in the street or go in front of that car or jump off this if you're up high. A lot of people experience this. It's not a mental illness. There's a name for that, but it's a thought that enters your head to tell you to do something dangerous that you don't even want to do. You don't and it's weird to have that, experience it and think, well, I don't even want to do that. There's a lot of things in this realm that people don't understand. There's a lot, okay? You're in a tricky place. You're in a complex realm, and I'll keep saying that. Maybe I'll have to say that forever until I leave this realm, because most people want it to be simple, and it just isn't simple. You're fooling yourself if you think this is simple. And if you're on channels that preach how simple it is and you believe it, you're a fool. It's not simple. There's a lot to this place. A lot to it.
That is, and this is what I conclude in the dream, that what we call mind is AI, and it's an AI program running through the biological computer, and it's the biological computer.
You ever studied people with OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder? I just watched a girl on a video. What's that white soft underbelly channel? And I think her name was Kate. She talks about OCD and thoughts popping into her mind, and ones that just, it's like it's super glued to your mind. Can't get rid of it. They can't get rid of it. Things they disagree with, things that they go against their morals and values. Stuck on a thought they don't even agree with. It just keeps repeating. It's on repeat, she said. OCD. It's an inner hell for a lot of people with OCD. There's so much in this realm like that. And few people, including quote truthers, even consider all this stuff. They don't even consider it. There's channels loaded with hundreds of thousands of quote truthers that never even consider this stuff. They don't delve into these topics that I cover here on my channel. Again, it's not me boasting myself up. It's just the truth. They don't. And you damn well know it's true if you're on their channels, watching them repeat themselves and talking about fucking movies endlessly and this and that. Or Tartaria endlessly. And showing old bricks endlessly. They're designed to keep you at a certain low level where you'd never get out of this hell realm if you stay at that level.
Through the five senses that locks us into the matrix, this level of the matrix. And so the mind, this is my view, if you only are driven, you're perceptually driven only by mind, then when you leave the womb, when you leave this reality, is already known. It's a program. You're going to go through a program, and the AI is going to run you. It's going to run you. And again, you go around the world, and it's not what divides people that I see that's most compelling. It's how people are the same.
Realizing something I've spoken about for over 30 years and written about, the sameness. That's the enormous part of this. I call it a sanity machine. That's what I called it many years ago, long before you knew me, before I had a YouTube channel. I wrote a poem called The Sanity Machine, and I was speaking about it this way many years before I wrote that poem. So it goes back decades, a long time. The sameness. That's part of how they control this whole thing. And that's why they vilify difference. And that's why these idiots on other channels will say, oh, Stephen's crazy, he's unusual, he's this, he's that, blah, blah, blah. They criticize me for my artwork, for my puppets, for the way I speak, the types of topics I cover on my channel, how I make videos. They try to criticize me for El Diablo, the mascot of the Sanity Machine, try to criticize me for iGuru. You name it, parody videos, whatever I do, because they don't like my difference. They can't take it. To them, it's normal to be the same, sameness. There's sameness all around this realm. And most of the masses are pretty much the same, with only slight, meaningless differences. One might like one team, one NFL team, another likes a different team. They both watch fucking sports on TV. One might like one TV show, another doesn't like that show, they like another show. Big deal. Surface shit. Not real differences. Not real meaningful differences. They demonize difference in this realm. They want you to believe we're all the same, we're all equal. We all bleed red. We all blah, blah, blah. We're all equal, equality, all this shit. It's all bullshit. Programming. I've been saying that for fucking decades and writing about it. I'm telling you. I could dig up old writing that's been published here and there from long ago, talking about the sameness of this realm. My madness is a gift. You probably will never understand that. Maybe not in this realm, and maybe not even beyond this. I don't know if you can. I don't know. Few seem to, in this realm that I've ever met, can understand that much. It's not me being condescending, it's just me being honest. Few that I've ever known in this whole realm, been able to understand that much. Just that bit of me that I express. My madness is beautiful. I'll never give it up for fucking sameness, sanity, conformity, uniformity. To be controlled, to be a slave. Sane, same, slave. That's what that is, sameness. Disgusting. I don't want to eat the same meal every day, much less be the same as everyone else. The same, get the fuck away from me. I don't want you velcroing yourself to me. I don't seek sameness. I don't seek oneness. I want something. I want a little something that this hell realm can't offer. I want freedom. Do you understand? And sameness is slavery. And sanity is slavery. To be sane, the same. Sane, the same. SANE, SAME. Okay, you got it? I don't know if people ever get that. I don't know if they ever will. My madness is beautiful. It's a gift. It's sanity that's fucking profane and gross. Sanity is all the world's plague. It's an affliction. Disease. Like a mind virus. That's what sanity is. Always try to vilify madness. Why do people still listen to Mozart's music? Do they do that because he's the same as anyone else that sits down at a piano to compose music? No, it's his difference that appeals to people, his extreme difference. That's what makes genius. Madness, extreme difference, to be eccentric, different, not a follower. That's what makes genius. What they vilify, what they try to beat out of you as a child. They try to destroy your difference, your individuality, your imagination, creativity. The way children can get inspired by different things. And your intuition as well. Intuition, inspiration, imagination, difference, creativity. If you're a daydreamer the way I was and still am, they want to beat that out of you any way they can. Yeah, the school system, society at large, in some cases even your family, parents, siblings, whoever. At a certain point, you got to grow up, right? Don't use your imagination. Don't be such a dreamer, daydreamer. Most in this realm will never understand what genius is. They think it's just a picture of a billionaire on the cover of Time magazine. That's how stupid they are. Somebody that's rich and famous and propped up by the system and a figurehead of a company like Bill Gates or Elon Muskie. It's incredible. They're dupes. They wouldn't know what genius is if it bent them over and smacked them on the ass. Filled their holes with genius. They wouldn't know what it was. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it, but I do bend over sanity every fucking day and smack it on the ass. That's what I do. That's what my imagination does and my spirit does. My consciousness. Smack it on the ass and I have it call me daddy. Anyway, I'm sorry, people. I'm just getting a bit silly. Silly here. It's almost 3 a.m. and had some caffeine to keep myself awake. I wanted to get through this video, but I am a madman.
You only by mind, then when you leave the womb, when you leave this reality, is already known. It's a program. You're going to go through a program, and the AI is going to run you. It's going to run you. And again, you go around the world, and it's not what divides people that I see that's most compelling. It's how people are the same. You type in information on a computer, whatever it is, and you type that information in on another computer, and then you press enter, you know what these computers are going to do because they're programmed to do it. And when you replace the information you put in the computer with events and experiences, you pretty much know how people are going to react, those that are driven by mind, because they're programmed to react like that. And whether you are in the Hindu world or South America, whatever, you basically will get the same reaction. You might get a bigger reaction here and there than somewhere else, but you'll get the same response. Fight or flight, classic. And so the way to override the program of mind is to expand beyond that perceptual program and let your true I come in, consciousness. Now consciousness is overriding the program. I mean, the program, the AI program, mind, it's the village idiot compared with consciousness. Of course, you can override it. And what happens is, and this is awakening, this is what we call awakening, once you let consciousness in, then it sees things into your conscious perception. It sees things that the AI mind is programmed not to see, because I don't want you to see it. And this whole movement now to connect AI in this reality to the brain, to the body, is to further create a wall, a defense mechanism to stop AI mind being overridden by consciousness. And to awaken is to awaken from this AI mind. And
AI nightmare is what it is. And the hero of Perpetual Pervert, PP, is Elon Musk. He said he's like a best friend to him. So the AI mind, the AI takeover of this realm, transhumanism, turning beings into cyborgs, merging with the cloud, the AI cloud, merging with the system, being locked into it, enslaved by it. And they think that's all good. I mean, it's just incredible. But anyway, I've got to pee harder than an AWOL mental patient, so I'll be back. I'm going to pause this for a second and come right back to this and then finish up the video. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to stay up and record this, but already gone well over an hour now, so. Okay, so I had to pee like crazy, but days didn't go by. I'm back now. Grabbed a snack as well and a drink. So I did kind of lose track of where I was, though, to be honest. Nice and comfortable again, though, in bed under a blue blanket. And breeze is coming in, it's cooling down. Feels good. Feels good not to be super hot at almost 3 a.m. I prefer to sleep when it's cooler. Just feels better. Simple pleasures, you might say. Feeling better when you sleep rather than being roasting. It can be a bit like a polar bear in July, so I like to overheat. But anyway, I'm gonna see where I was here real quick.
And what happens is, and this is awakening, this is what we call awakening, once you let consciousness in, then it sees things into your conscious perception. It sees things that the AI mind is programmed not to see, because I don't want you to see it. And this whole movement now to connect AI in this reality to the brain, to the body, is to further create a wall, a defense mechanism to stop AI mind being overridden by consciousness. And
Address something here. Some people might be thinking, why didn't they do that originally with the start of this matrix? Why didn't they have us? Maybe they didn't want it that way. Maybe they couldn't do it that way. Maybe their technology isn't that far ahead. Maybe they just give us the illusion that it is. There's a lot of possibilities here, okay? But they don't have a perfect slave system yet. You might want to consider that. So if you consider that, you might think to yourself, well, now's the time to get out then, because it could get worse, or they could perfect this system more, make it way more difficult to get out of here. Yes, I'll agree with you on that if that's your thinking. You might not want to come back here and get mind wiped and do this again, because it might be very, very tough the next time. If you think it's tough now, I mean, this knowledge might not be so easy to obtain the next time. You see what I'm saying? Now is the time. And I don't mean right now, right this second, but whenever your time is. Majority of people, I think, on my channel, at least the ones that leave comments, don't seem to want to get reincarnated, mind wiped, and return here. And even some of the pretty new that still don't quite understand this whole concept and the whole hell realm and matrix and the reincarnation soul trap, a lot of them are still like, yeah, I don't want to come back here though, you know. Once you see that this is a hell realm, it's pretty hard to go back to, oh, well, everything's fine. You know what I'm saying? So, like that cipher that wanted to go back into the matrix and be just a zombie again, be part of it and believe that the stake was real. And Matrix movie. I don't know anyone like that, or it doesn't seem to be that way on my channel, that posts comments regularly and has some interactions with me and joins the live chats and stuff like that. I'm trying to find everyone in this realm that wants to choose freedom before I leave this realm. I don't know how many there are. I don't think anybody has an exact number. But some are still trickling in, little by little, every week, every month. Every month, another 150, 175 or so. I don't know how long that'll carry on. I don't know how long my channel's going to be on YouTube. I don't know. There's certain things that are unknown, and that scares the shit out of some people or worries them or makes them think it's not real. Then if you don't know everything, it can't be real. That can't be the truth. That's ridiculous. You're in an extremely fucking complex matrix system of illusions. Nobody could know everything, have an answer to everything, or have 100% way of proving everything. There is an element here of speculation and imagination that we have to use, and intuition as well. It's the opposite, again, of what PP, perpetual pleasurists, and others preach. They want 100%. There is no 100%. There is no 100% guarantee. Or your money back, or whatever, or your meal free, or whatever the fuck they're looking for. It doesn't exist. In terms of getting out of here and being 100% sure that it's going to be better than here. Risk is involved in freedom. Freedom is risky. But in my view, at least, it's better than the alternative of being a safe fucking slave and saying, you know what, I'll settle for slavery. I'll stay here in this matrix with evil rulers and evil all around me and an evil matrix system and evil diseases built into it and life eating life and everything, evil acts of God, whatever you want to call them. here and everything else, surrounded by evil shitheads that are thugs that are not rich and famous at the top of the pyramid, but they could ruin your life. You never know. They could run over you, hit you. They could, bang you, paralyze you. There's all kinds of shit happening here. It's all kinds of shit. So in a way, it's really not safe, but to choose to stay here. But I think it's stupid. Freedom is risky, but slavery. I mean, you stay here, you're guaranteed. Basically, that's what this place is. It's a slave colony. All right, it's worse than a prison. Worse. In many, many, many ways. Many ways.
To awaken is to awaken from this AI mind. In the reincarnation religions, they're preparing you for the reincarnation cycle while you're here to keep going. So what is light? Well, light, I've made this point in a number of books.
So what is life? He said, what is light? I know that, but so what is life? We might not even know what it is until we're out of here. Okay? That's how bad this place is. Do you understand? And some would say, well, Stephen, you're not stupid. You're pretty aware and you see what this place is, but does that mean that I know what true life and living is? No matter what I've done here. Do you understand how bad this place is? I'm not saying that to make you sad or depressed or scare you. I'm trying to help you with a breakthrough. It's actually once you realize that and you face that, you're like, yeah, now I get it. Now I get it. It's like an inmate realizing this is worse than a prison, and I don't belong here, and I don't deserve this, and I'm not being, quote, punished for something I did. I'm being abused and mind controlled and tricked and tortured and tormented and used for energy and entertainment and amusement like a circus animal. Okay? Do you understand? I don't know how to express it. I could maybe I'll write a poem or or paint something and show you that way. I'm not sure what other ways to show you because I already went through that before I had a YouTube channel making videos. I tried to show people with memes, with artwork, with writing, in essays, manifestos, poetry, you name it. I've tried all sorts of ways before I made YouTube videos. And I'm not saying I encountered all of you here, but, I'm trying my best, and I hope that it really sinks in. The ones that are new here that say, well, this is a prison, it's so much worse than that. You have levels to go to see what I mean once it really hits you. Okay? They can abuse the average person way more than they can a prisoner here. It's way worse in many ways. So many ways. And once you see it, you're going to be like, holy fuck, this reality is way worse than I realized my whole life. The design itself is way worse. Nature, quote, nature. Nature's beautiful, right? That's drilled into your head. But most people don't see what nature really is. They don't look at it. They're looking at the facade. In a way, it's like, I'm not doing this to hurt you, and it doesn't feel good to break somebody's illusions in a sense. It's hard on me, too, to do that. Because I know there's people that see nature still as beautiful. That's all they see. It's just beautiful. It's pretty. But they don't see it all, if you get what I mean. They're just seeing the surface skin of the onion. That's it. There's a lot more layers beneath that. Nature can be almost as brutal as the most brutal, cruel, debilitating, hereditary diseases here. genetic diseases that you can't avoid. It's not your lifestyle choices, nothing. You're programmed to get that. And that in itself is part of, quote, nature. That's part of the design. Oh, if you only understood if you could see what I could see and understood it, you'd be calling this a prison. Because you realize that's just flattering this place. It's way worse than that. Way worse. And it's sickening to see circus animals used and abused and beaten and all that, and, quote, trained to do these tricks. But once you realize you've gone through that too yourself, you don't even realize it. So there's people that will cry, literally, especially women, they'll cry watching those videos and say, horrible what they do, and it is. But you don't realize that you went through that. You were traumatized before you were even born. People don't realize it. You were mind wiped. You had your memories and your memories of loved ones and who you are beyond this body and outside of this matrix stolen from you, wiped away. Tremendous trauma and crimes done to you. Before you were a newborn baby and you had your first breath here, you went through a lot. Okay? Understand? If I could only express how fucking bad this place is, and your desire to see it fully and to realize that you have to get out and this has to be ended might be approaching my passion for that. Right? I'm not trying to hype myself up, but I do think of this every day. And I have for years. Years and years and years. Okay? Years and years and years and years and years. Decades. And went through depression and went through all sorts of shit. So I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy. I'll never lie to you and say this is just easy to deal with. The realization of where we are and what's happening and that this is by design and who's doing it. Okay? It's evil by design. And the evil at the top of the pyramid here is in colludes with the evil entities and the AI system beyond this level. So for the baby level truthers that think, well, they just want a KI double hockey sticks, that's all. They want to keep you here forever and ever. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know how this works. They want you here. They want you sick, not just physically sick, but mentally sick, spiritually sick. They want you drained, degraded, and they want you enslaved. And they want you for energy, and they want you for their amusement, their entertainment. They are sadistic. And they don't want you to figure out the way out, to leave.
That light is actually an electromagnetic phenomenon. You know, why I said that in just after the turn of millennium that this was a simulation, and the limit of the simulation is the speed of light. And in April of 2021, there was an article in Scientific American by some academic who had concluded that this is a simulation and that the limit of the simulation is the speed of light.
Yeah, just like the limits of a computer and how data can transfer. say it different ways for different countries, that particular word. But, or the gigahertz of a computer and the speed of your electronics, right? Or in the old days, the speed of a port, like a serial port or a parallel port. Different speeds. Yeah, that is the speed limit for the simulation, the quote speed of light, which fluctuates a little bit, by the way. It fluctuates. It's not really a constant as they claim. Right? But beyond this, not that limited. I think many years ago I did write a poem called The Speed of Thought, if I remember correctly. I wrote so many poems, and I'm talking about over 1,000, you know. I tend to be that way with things, whether I'm creating artwork or writing poetry or making videos. I just go like I go all in, if you see what I'm saying. I just go all in. That's what I do. It's my madness. That's my madness, man. I'm crazy. Did you know that? I'm crazy. Crazy. They've said that. Team Evil has said that about me on YouTube. He must be crazy to make that many videos. Nobody sane or normal would make that many videos. He must be crazy. They can do better than calling me crazy. Call me the emperor of the mad, okay? Doesn't bother me at all. Nothing they say can bother me.
And he related, I say rightly, the speed of light to the processing speed of this level. Well, he didn't think this, he thought this was the simulation. There were other levels of it, but the speed of light, processing speed, of what I would say is this level of the simulation. As he pointed out, you can encode the laws of physics, but you're still limited by your processing speed. And so it would appear that the speed of light is the fastest speed possible. But actually, that's only here. You take astral and non-physical phenomena, like communication between electromagnetic phenomena, like electrons and all that stuff. Then it's not the speed of light that they communicate with. It's bloody instant, way beyond the speed of light, because it's in a different dimension that's going on, different reality. And so the spiritual symbol in this world is light, the light. But if you look at the Gnostic documents found at Nagamadi in 1945, a treasure trove, really, supposed to have been put in an earthen jar, which was found in 1945 in around 400 AD, that kind of time. But
sorry, I have to say something before I forget. Light can blind you. Light can change. A bright light shone in your face by a cop when you're driving can blind you and change your serotonin level and influence you, make you more vulnerable, make you more pacified and agreeable. Light can also do what it does in the astral realm, influence you, make you feel euphoric, be like a drug, put you into a trance. Lights can do that on Earth as well. So light isn't just good for the ones that say love and light, or Jesus will show you the way back to love and light. These Christians are posting on my channel. Light can be a weapon, very powerful weapon. Light can be a laser weapon. Light can be a mind control weapon. Light is used in this realm for mind control, including mind control experiments. Light can do lots of things. Light can cut through things, literally. Light, laser light. Light can do a lot of things. Light can change your mood. Color, light, the light spectrum, light frequencies. Anyway, light can do a lot more than just be good. Okay? Like darkness is bad, light's good, bullshit. Okay? I'd rather be in the darkness. Okay? I'm a madman, obviously I'm a madman, so of course I'm not going to head into that light of influence.
Detailing information that beliefs that went further back, they don't talk about electromagnetic light like that light. They talk about a watery light. It's a very different light. And that's what they say is beyond what they call the bad copy, the simulation that we're experiencing. So this whole light thing is a trap as well. So when you are um, when you are manipulated and prepared beforehand to see light as something positive, and then suddenly you leave the body, and because of the mind wipe, you're completely bloody confused. What's happening? Then what happens is the light appears, and it's soothing light. It's very much nicer than the shite I've just left. Oh, this must be heaven. And then you have your spiritual masters and your guides and your loved ones and such like, which you know, as I've concluded that they are AI projections.
Okay, so they're either AI projections or imposters or shapeshifter entities. In a sense, in one sense, it doesn't matter. In another way, of course, I'd love to know exactly what they are. Curious, but uh, we might not find that out. We might not figure that out and just leave here. But I view them as imposters, whether they're AI projections, shapeshifters, entities that are shapeshifters. It doesn't matter if they're a living being or just an AI projection, a hologram. I'm not going to follow them. I'm not going to believe them. I'm not going to trust them. They're not my loved ones. They're fake. Okay? That's what really matters. But also, I wanted to say during NDEs, the darkness, the void, is often like a blanket. It's peaceful. It's amazing. A lot have said. So why would the darkness be that way? And then the light is calling them and trying to lure them, pull them into it, and speaks to them and everything else, hypnotizes them essentially. So in this realm, darkness gets vilified all the time. Nighttime, horror movies, I mean, all the programming demonizes darkness, right? Trying to make you afraid of darkness and afraid to be out in the woods at night and just afraid to be in a dark room, and children get afraid of the dark and all this stuff, and there's songs about being afraid, all this shit, you know. And then the light's good, the light's heaven, and the light doesn't hurt your eyes in heaven, and the light's so bright but it doesn't hurt your eyes, and blah blah blah, right? They just hype it up as that light's good. And then people expect a good light, and a heavenly light, and all this stuff. So yeah, it is programming and predictive programming and pre-programming people to experience that. So yeah, he is speaking a lot of truth in this, okay? He is. Does that mean I trust David Icke 100%? No, I don't. No, I don't, okay?
They're AI projections that relate to you individually. And when people say that's not possible, that's fantastic. Well, hold on a minute. There's 1.5 billion people in China, and the great majority of them are tracked 24 bloody 7. So if they can do it in China, they can certainly do it in the bloody astral with an AI technological possibility that's way, way beyond anything that humans can currently conceive. And when people talk about, Edgar Casey talked about the Akashic records, when you see how these Akashic records,
Finally, you see the interviewer, the cowboy, okay? the Akashic records on the other side, as Darius says. Another one. The halls of Amente on the other side, when I'm out of body and I've gone to the other side, the other side.
Records where they say that everything is recorded, everything is kept. It's like an infinite library of everything that's ever happened in this
Sounds
reality.
like a cloud.
Yeah, they're talking about a database. And when I read, like in Edgar Casey sites and stuff, how they describe the Akashic records, they're even using computer analogies. They're saying, well, it's like a supercomputer. Well, you know what? It is, but way beyond anything we can perceive here. It's recording everything. So you are connected to that as an individual, quote, incarnation. And so when you leave the body and the trap has to continue to get you back here to loose you more, then you get a designer manipulation. It will be loved ones that you perceive to be family that have passed before. It will be a spiritual master. It could be Jesus. It could be Mohammed. It could be Krishna. It will be a designer entrapment based on your belief system and what you have come to believe. So many near-death experiences will talk about seeing Jesus and stuff like that, because Jesus is a something that everybody knows about. And even if they don't believe in Jesus, it's something that they can connect to because they've heard the name so often and all the way through their lives. So when they get in the so-called spirit world, this other level of this astral level of the simulation, then for Jesus to appear, that is a spiritually, but whether you believed it in the human world is irrelevant. It's a spiritually understandable symbol. And what they're doing is they're saying, come with me. Everything's...
Yes, and it can work on atheists that are an atheist before they go out of body and have a near-death experience, and it still works. Jesus will still work. Including on atheists, they just show them a hell realm, you know, like the stereotypical burning and demons and all that filth and stench. Scare them with that, and their atheists are calling out for Jesus. And then the fake Jesus saves them. And then when they were sent back to here, this earth realm, after their NDE, they believe in Jesus, and they're preaching to believe in Jesus. Like they get used as agents. They get duped and used as agents of the system. So it is very tricky. It is clever and conniving and manipulative, and it works on the vast majority. So some would say, well, why isn't it perfect? Well, nothing here is perfect. Maybe they can't make it 100% perfect. Maybe they've been trying to perfect it so that nobody ever gets out, and they haven't been able to do it yet. Maybe they've been working away on that. Maybe we're pretty powerful beings too. Maybe we are here temporarily, but maybe we're not completely stupid. Okay? Maybe that's part of it as well. Maybe not everyone in this realm is a fucking idiot. Okay? Maybe in this whole matrix, perfection doesn't exist, including the perfect way to trap everyone and have nobody see through the trick. Got me? Maybe no computer is perfect. Maybe no AI is perfect. Maybe no entities are perfect. No, quote, gods, which are monsters. Maybe they're not perfect. You ever consider that?
And then you go across the threshold and sure, you're back here not remembering what you were before, except rarely. And that's another interesting thing, is that so many people that remember past lives, there are exceptions, but even those that kind of do, they largely start to fade from the age of 7 onwards, very early on in life. I've seen amazing books and television programs of really young kids describing past lives in detail they could never have known about, and they check it all out, and it's just in detail correct. But then it starts to fade, and they forget and go, into the days and the maze.
You spoke a lot of truth there about children. They forget by age 7 or older. Doesn't last for a lifetime usually. Usually starts to really go away. And a lot of times by the time they're teenagers or late teens, it's almost completely gone, where it's only vaguely remember, oh yeah, I used to think I was this person, or remember being this person if somebody else reminds them, like a parent, okay, or a sibling, or whatever, like an older sibling, let's say. Anyway, this happens, and there are documented cases where they had such details that the actual family of the person, or their ex-wife, or their wife, the one that was a wife when they were alive in their past life, and she's still alive now, and she's older, and they passed away, verifies it that yes, these secrets, this boy is the person, that the man they were married to, and they came back, and there's a lot of evidence for reincarnation. Look into it. But anyway, he did speak a lot of truth in this video, not just with what he said about children remembering past lives, and not only past lives, but again, there's pre-birth memories. People remembering being a place before they incarnated here into a body. Right? And some of them are very, very legit.
So this simulation basically has 2 levels. They have other levels as well, but basically 2 levels. It's the loosh farm, and it's to entice you back into the loosh farm. It's a self-perpetuating perceptual manipulation machine.
Yes, it is. I use different phraseology for it, but it's basically the same thing. To entice you, lure you back here. It is a loosh farm. It is self-perpetuating. That's how it works. And and people that don't understand, well, how does it keep increasing the number? They're bringing in spirits from other places. They didn't start off with a number here and stay the same. Be fruitful and multiply. They want it to grow and grow and grow. Just like growing a herd of cattle.
Back into the loosh farm. It's a self-perpetuating perceptual manipulation machine. And what's interesting, when you analyze the basic psychology, so much of here is replicated there in the astral. Not least, you go back to this phenomenon where people look to authority.
This is going to be iGuru's new look, I think. He's going to be... iGuru is going to be a cowboy next. I dressed up as a cowboy as a kid. At Christmas, I got a holster with pistols, and I was riding my big wheel around with a cowboy hat, which I wrecked almost immediately. I got a rip in it or something. It was just, I think it was straw or something, cowboy hat or straw hat. I don't know what it was made out of, but might not have been straw. But I ended up damaging my hat right away, and I was riding around the house on a big wheel. In Canada in Christmas, it's winter, so I mean you can't just go ride a big wheel outside in the freezing cold and snow on Christmas, but riding it around the living room. There's a picture of that with the Christmas tree and me on a big wheel with a pistol in my hand, and oh man.
To tell them what to think, to tell them what to do. And they also, if they don't agree with it, they fear not obeying anyway. But the vast majority of people, they just, the authority says it, they believe it. And then you leave the body and you enter another realm when you leave the body, because the body has been decoding this level of the matrix. That's what it's there for. And therefore, it's been your sense of reality, the headset. When the headset, quote, dies, like taking the headset off, you enter another reality. You think that's heaven or something, but it's not. It's another level of the simulation. And so what do? Just as before, you look to spirit masters, spirit guides, and elders, and other people, religious heroes, to tell you what to think, to tell you what to do, to tell you what to believe. They're just an astral version of the authority in the human world. And what we and when you say, and it's a great question. So how do we break the wheel of samsara, as it's called, the reincarnation wheel? You stop believing in it. And when you first of all, you start now, you stop believing authority just because it's authority. You stop obeying authority just because it's authority. You start to think for yourself beyond the AI astral mind, as I call it. And when you leave the body, you're now in that mode where you're really not being imposed upon anymore. You're not having your perceptions given to you like a download. And when you leave the body, and all these spiritual authority figures start telling you what you do.
I just want to say something here. I wonder if when I leave my body, I happen to posit his videos at 23:33. That was a good pause there, but I wonder if, oh wow, look at that pause. Sorry. I wonder if when I leave my body and rigor mortis sets in, if it happens that way where I don't get incinerated, basically. If I leave a body behind where rigor mortis sets in and I'm giving two middle fingers. I just put my middle fingers up right now, not at you, not at anyone listening to my voice, but at this fucking hell realm. Fuck this place. Okay? Fuck this place. Fuck this hell realm. Fuck this sewer matrix. Fuck the entities. Fuck evil. Fuck Team Evil. Here and in the astral realm and the AI and whatever technology they're using, whatever they're doing, fuck them. Fuck them all. Maybe that'll be my lasting impression on this earth, where my body will go into rigor mortis and my hands will be stuck making two middle fingers and they won't even be able to pry my finger. They'll have to break my fucking fingers to try to change it. Well, I mean, I'm not going to have a funeral or anything anyways. They don't have to do any of that. Just cremate me and scatter my dust to the fucking wind. I don't want anything left of me when I leave this place. Nothing. No grave marker, of course, nothing like that. I don't want any attachment to this fucking place. And I'm not planning on going very soon, but one day, of course, we all leave this place. And it will be glorious. And I mean that in a glorious beyond glory way. Okay? A shout from the mountaintops, glorious. A glorious that echoes from Canada to the fucking through the Grand Canyon. And then it echoes from there to Australia and New Zealand. Okay? and from there to the top of the Eiffel Tower and over to Mount Everest and everywhere. Just glorious. Just my death or my leaving this, but leaving here, okay? It's not just me. The ones that want to get out, that are hearing my voice and are saying, yeah, for you too, it's going to be glorious. To leave this matrix and to experience a kind of weightlessness and freedom, not just out of this body, but out of this oppressive fucking matrix that is going to feel and be, not just feel, but be so amazing, so beautiful, so glorious, so magnificent. Okay, and I'm only laughing because I use those words for the Jan Levi's parody videos, you know, glorious and magnificent, but it will be amazing.
Perceptions given to you like a download, and when you leave the body, and all these spiritual authority figures start telling you what you do and how things are, well, you just don't believe in it anymore. You know, when I read so many of these near-death experiences accounts, another theme is that when you and people that have kind of retained some memory of the pre-incarnation period, they talk about the fact that they contract because they can't just make you. I mean, there's 8 billion people in this world. They can't just make you. A few can't just make you do what they want. They can make you do what you want because you choose to be made to do what you want. That's the dynamic. You make a contract with authority. So to do what authority tells you. And when you are coming into this reincarnation cycle and, you know, coming back as something else,
this is where we have a lot of differences, right in this part, with the soul contracts, the you agreed, all that stuff. I've made videos on that. I don't have to go into all that here. I could even skip ahead, I guess. I'm not sure. But it is getting late, and it's not only getting late, it is late. It's almost morning. I mean, it's also, I've made such a long video. Hopefully people watched this far into the video. Hour and 53 minutes.
A common theme is that you make a contract to do it. Now, what is that contract? What is the contract with authority here? What is the contract with astral authority? It's a contract to go on believing in the dream. That's what you're actually contracting to do. And when you leave the body as consciousness awareness, some people call soul, but I go into that. It's not quite, I suggest what people think it is. Then you stop believing in the dream. You know, authority tells you to do this in the astral world. Well, you don't do it. And the more that you, the more you stop believing in the dream while in the human world, the less the dream impacts upon your perception, on your reality.
Sound advice there, of course. Stop believing in this fake reality, in the deceptions, the lies, the matrix. Stop believing that you're just a slave, that you have no power, you know, or that you can't get out like PP and others are pushing, saying that you can't get out, there's no way out. Bullshit. They're being used as agents of the system, you know. Stop believing in the fucking illusions. Stop believing in the fake-ass, quote, authority that is really not an authority over you whatsoever. As a spirit, you should be a free spirit. Fuck this place. It's fake. It's fake. And so's the astral. It's every bit as fake as this place.
It's the same when you leave the body. When you don't believe that level either. When you say, look, I am consciousness. I am all that is, has been, and ever can be. And you, spirit master, elder, guide, are not going to tell me, infinite awareness, what I will and will not do. Because you're a freaking dream. You're just a projection. You have no impact on me unless I allow it. And there is this concept, this esoteric concept of what they call the ring pass knot. The ring pass knot is said to be a limit where if you are in a certain state of vibration perception, you can't break through the vibrational walls of the ring pass knot. But if you reach a point of, quote, enlightenment, here we have, you've got to reach a level of enlightenment before you can leave the matrix. Yes, you have, but not by coming back into here endless bloody times, but by sussing it, by realizing it's all a dream. And so when you leave the body in the knowledge, in the awareness, in the perception that you are all that is, has been, and ever can be, and all this is illusion, and all the spirit world level of the matrix is illusion, you are on a vibrational, perceptually generated vibrational state which will go through the ring pass knot in a way that it's not there. Because to you, on that vibrational state, it's not there. And that's the way out of the trap. That's the way out of the matrix. It's to stop believing the dream is real. It's not. It's a trap. And one of the themes that was given to me from those earliest days.
Speaking of dreams, I'm just going to say this. I have had some lucid dreams in my life, mainly when I was younger, spontaneously. I wasn't trying to have one. I wasn't focused on it. I wasn't using any of the techniques to make that happen. It just happened. In a dream, realize, hey, I'm dreaming. This is just a dream. This isn't real. And then I realized I can do whatever I want. I can leap off this cliff instead of being afraid of falling and trying to stay on this narrow cliff that's barely, as wide as the width of my shoe. I can just leap off and fly because I knew it was a dream. I could tell. Okay? It's not real. I don't believe in it. And I know how to fly. So I had a flying dream and it was amazing. And I stayed for a while. It wasn't just a second or so. It's a while. So that's the very first one I remember. And I was a child. Elementary school. And it felt so, not just real, it felt so freeing and cool to be able to fly. To have the real sensation of flying. To know that nothing can hurt me. This is just a dream. This isn't real. And when I woke up, I was smiling and almost laughing. Felt good. And I had had so many nightmares as a child and night terrors, it's not just nightmares. It's like night terrors where you actually thrash around and punch your wall and in your sleep, kick the wall, punch against the wall, stuff like that. Fighting things, fighting evil. I was fighting evil as a child in my dreams and in life, all right? But realize that this is not real and the illusions, it's going to help you in the astral realm to realize they're not real. All right? They use illusions, whatever they try to do. Get away from them and get out. But realize they can't hurt you. They can only use trickery and illusions and, try to trick you. They rule by deception. And that's also how a certain agency in a certain Middle Eastern country operates, ruling by deception. So isn't that an interesting connection between them and the astral realm entities? That's why I keep saying understanding how it works is important. When the people that just want these instructions, like drawing them a map of how to get out of here, understanding how it works is going to make sure that you can get out. Because no matter what's done, you're going to be prepared for it. Okay? Knowledge matters. Having the spiritual eyes to see, working on your discernment, your consciousness, working on having no fear and no guilt and no regrets, no attachments to this shithole, this sewer matrix. These are important things. All right? At least I think so, or I wouldn't be saying them so many times over the months in videos. So, the new people here, please spare me the questions. How do I get out of here? I'm trying to share with you some important things that will help you get out. But, I'm sorry I can't sum it up in 20 seconds. Sorry.
Was something I gave the name to with my first book, which came out in early 91, called Truth Vibrations. And I called it Truth Vibrations because what I was being told in that really first year after my awakening.
Truth, 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 true vibrations. Truth Vibrations, sorry. Great name for a book, isn't it?
I love the colorful clothes she wears and the way the sunlight plays upon her hair. I hate the sound of a gentle word on the wind that lifts her perfume through the air. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me excitations. Good vibrations. She's giving me excitations. Good vibrations.
Truth, 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 truth vibrations. Yeah.
Was that there was a vibrational change coming that was going to transform and awaken from their coma the human enslaved mind, basically. And that those that were more awake were going to be affected first with this truth vibrations, as I called it. And eventually, even people that at that time were solid gold asleep were going to start seeing the world differently. And that it would have another effect, which is that all that had been hidden would be put before us. We would see all that had been hidden from us. Now, in 1990, when I wrote...
Yeah, the Bible says that all will be revealed and all that type of stuff. And it's not the only thing that says that. There's a bunch of things that predict that all will be revealed, and the good vibrations anyways, good vibes. Don't embarrass yourself and put the batteries in and hand somebody a present that starts vibrating, okay, for when there's a birthday party or Christmas or something, all right? Keep that on the down low. Be stealthy about that sort of stuff. See what I'm saying?
Wrote that book. There was absolutely no evidence of that. And on through the 90s, across the millennium. But look at it now. Now, what do we know now that we didn't know 5 years ago?
This cowboy, he's the strong, silent type, I think. I don't think this guy's hardly said a word this whole time. I mean, might be the greatest interviewer ever, actually, because a lot of them just jump in so much when they're interviewing someone they don't listen and they just interrupt Howard Stern style, if you see what I'm saying. And for the ones that say, oh, you jump in too much, well, I'm not interviewing, I'm analyzing what he's saying and giving my take on it. For the people that just want to watch this, go here and watch this. If you don't want my analysis, just want to play this without hearing me, my jumping in, go ahead. Kind of a lot of the point of my channel is the analyzing of things, or analyzing of things, as it is, or as it were. You get what I'm saying? Like analyzing perpetual perv, as someone said. They typed the anal part of analyzing in all capitals. That was hilarious. That just was hilarious. When I saw that comment on that video, I did laugh out loud. I just laughed. So oh gosh, you gotta laugh sometimes in this hell realm. You just have to. It really does make you feel better. Just not only momentarily, but it relieves some stress. If you have stress in the back of your neck, your shoulders, whatever, it helps. Okay, it helps to laugh sometimes. Silly, don't be so serious about this shit. They'd love us to be miserable slaves. That's what they want. They want us to be miserable. And I refuse to be. Fuck them.
2 years ago, that we didn't know 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 34 years ago. It's fantastic what we know now that we didn't know then. So this truth vibrations is happening, and how it was explained to me was this energy is bringing to the surface all that's been hidden. In other words, the way and the manner with which we are being controlled is going to be shown to us, and my God, it's being shown to us. This is the thing, you see. All this censorship, self-replicating nanotechnology and all that stuff.
Weird. When he said censorship, the sound went out on their video. I played it several times. It's not me doing that. It's not my recording. That's what happened. So it's a little bit strange that right when he said censorship, it just went out. Glitch in the matrix? Hiccup? A bug? I don't know. Or then there weren't any silences or sound issues or internet issues.
All this censorship, self-replicating nanotechnology, was this energy is bringing to the surface all that's been hidden. In other words, the way and the manner with which we are being controlled is going to be shown to us, and my God, it's being shown to us. This is the thing, you see. All this censorship, self-replicating nanotechnology and all that stuff, these are not attacks on humanity to express the power that this force has. They are defensive manifestations, to protect what already exists. These demonic entities and that consciousness, which is the common theme, what Gnostics call Yaldabaoth or the demiurge, what Christians call Satan or the devil, what Islamic believers call Shaitan or Iblis. These are all different names for a state of consciousness, an inverted, chaotic, mad state of consciousness, which expresses itself.
Mad? What? I don't think David Icke knows what madness is. He's going by the mainstream programming there. Madness isn't evil. Madness isn't anger. Mad isn't bad. Okay? It's badass, but it's not bad. You get what I'm saying? I love my madness. It's beautiful. Madness is beautiful. 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 My beautiful, beautiful madness. It's seductive too. The ladies love my madness. The ladies love my madness.
Through these demonic entities. They're just expressions of this, just as the global cult in this reality is an expression of that ultimately. And so they already have a loosh farm. They're already trawling our energy. What they're terrified of is losing that control, which means losing their energetic sustenance. That's why they created the illusion of the matrix, the simulation to control and bewilder perception to generate the loosh. They're not censoring and trying to connect us to this electromagnetic cloud. Thank you, Elon Musk. That's described by Silicon Valley crazies like Ray Kurzweil at Google. They're not doing that to enhance their power. They're doing that to protect what they already have. Because once we awaken and the vibration we generate reflects that awakening, then their matrix starts to dismantle because we're holding it together, not least by our belief that it's real.
Yeah. Well, this whole thing has to be dismantled, shattered, ended. This has to end, no matter what it takes. No matter what it takes. Look at his eyes there. Wow.
Energy flows where attention goes. And so what it seems to me, like I say, I write about this in the dream towards the end, is that these truth vibrations are also impacting upon the astral. And as they impact upon the astral, this demonic force is being forced into lower and lower levels of the astral as these truth vibrations impact. And now these demonic entities are trying to get into this reality as a way of escaping the truth vibrations, which are also happening in this reality, but more profoundly at the moment in the astral. And therefore, what we're starting to see is the astral madness starting to impact more and more on this reality. This
and
is
getting crazier and crazier every day.
Getting crazier and crazier. Why? Because it's getting more astral and astral and astral because of this process. So we are in this position of craziness, but this is what I say to people. It's not permanent.
Is it getting crazier, though? Or is it getting weirder, sicker, or degenerate? I can think of a lot of things to call it rather than crazier, but, you know. Anyway. They call me crazy all the time. That doesn't offend me in the least. It's a compliment.
Astral because of this process. So we are in this position of craziness, but this is what I say to people. It's not permanent. It's part of the clearing out of that which has controlled us. So it's going to get crazy. It's going to get real crazy. If people think they've seen crazy now, they've seen nothing yet. But what's happening is this massively part of this clearing out of this vibrational state which has held human perception in servitude all this time. And in terms of the matrix itself, you know, there's a theme which talks about we're going to create a new earth. I don't think we are. I think we're going to remove the layer of illusion that's keeping us from the original earth, or what I call prime reality, which is a very different realm to the one that it's become as a simulation. The Gnostics in their Nag Hammadi documents describe this reality of the demiurge, the Satan devil, in other words, as a bad copy of prime reality. And so as this matrix is dismantled, this illusory matrix, this dream that's there because we believe in it, as it kind of fades and dismantles amid a period of absolute insanity, then what will be left is the earth, the world, the realm, the reality, really. You get too focused on planets and stuff. That the matrix has been overlaying. So what you do is you create a biological computer that decodes the overlay, the matrix, and any consciousness that incarnates into that body will believe that the matrix, the simulation, the headset reality is real.
Headset reality, sorry. Sounds like Jason from Archaics when he says the headset reality, but kind of disappointed in this video he didn't say body's just a vehicle. It's just a vehicle. Just a vehicle. I like when he says that in other videos. I'm sorry, but couldn't help it. Had to say it.
Even though in the same space that we are experiencing this lies prime reality as well. It's just that because we've been locked into this fake reality, prime reality is lost to us in terms of perception. But when the illusion fades, prime reality will be where it has always been, in the same space that we're experiencing. And as that comes through and the matrix dismantles and fades, it will appear, certainly at first, that a new earth, a new reality is appearing, but it's not new. It's the reality we come from.
Okay, so not pushing the Dolores canon, New Earth, or the Bible, New Earth, New Jerusalem. He's saying that it's not going to be new. It's the overlay removed, the matrix, and that the old Earth basically will be restored. But anyway, I am going to end this video. It's very late. I'm very tired now. Getting a bit sleepy, but just tired. It's like My body's tired. My spirit is tired in this realm. So I don't like this stuff. I just don't. Somebody wrote, this person wrote, my idol, much love. Idol? It's, that's cult follower behavior when you start idolizing someone. And yeah, my audio cut out at that time. That's your takeaway. I get comments like that too. I mean, I'm sure if I showed my face in videos, they'd be commenting on what shirt I'm wearing or color or something, rather than could make a 2-hour long video. And there's people that don't focus on what matters. This guy's always doing the Chiron style word magic. I mean, it's just stupid. This person was like a super fan of my channel until the point where I posted a picture of my dinner. As soon as he saw a steak or whatever it was, just went nuts and lost it. Said I'm a demon or a blood lover, meat, love suffering, or just nuts. A vegan that's nuts. So I guess he doesn't go off on all the people that aren't vegans so long as they don't mention or show what they eat or what they cook. Because most channels he's on, they're not vegans, but he's okay with that. But don't ever post a picture, because then he just goes off. Oh, he's fucking nuts, man. There's so much that's like that in this realm, and vegans that believe that changes your frequency if you don't eat meat, and they say you won't get out of here if you eat meat. They're just fucked. These people are fucked up. They don't have a clue. Thanks for watching. I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.